Hello, welcome to a morning episode of Mornings with Stanley. I got my furniture delivered. I'm sitting at my new chair. My ottoman is in the other room because this room's not quite big enough. The den's just a little bit. It's okay. I mean, it's not really small. It's just the furniture is just a little bit big for the room. So I could fit all of it in there if I wanted to, but I want to be able to watch TV and. Frankly, I needed someplace to sit in here, and so I've got my recliner there and here, so I can alternate between chairs. And I guess I'm just going to throw away the old stuff I was sitting on before. Anyway, I feel so much more mature in this nice chair, a captain's chair, I guess you could say. I don't know. But it's nice. I like it. It's a little, after I bought it, I bought it from Costco. And one reason I bought it from there, I was looking at stuff in other places. They would deliver quicker. And a lot of the places were going to be in May. And I ordered in February. And Costco said 2 weeks. And the shipping company picked it up in 2 weeks. Move your tail out of my way. They want to see me. And the shipping company picked it up in 2 weeks, or with really fairly quickly. And then they called and said, where are you exactly? And I said, Cleveland, Texas. And they looked it up and said, well, we won't be there until the week of March 15th, which was almost a month after I purchased it, but still better than May. And then I looked, I guess a week and a half ago, to see where the furniture was, and it was in Coppell, right outside of Dallas. So it's been in Coppell for I don't know how long, but that's okay. Stanley's excited. I stayed home all day yesterday because I was waiting for the plumber to come, and he didn't come till after lunch. And and they came and he looked at the system. The gas had been turned off, and he looked at it and said, oh, I know what's wrong, and he fixed it. And it says the way they connected the gas line to the furnace and to the hot water heaters, and they fixed both water heaters. And he did some work. I didn't see what he was doing, but he turned everything back on and lit the pilot lights, and then left. And I started smelling. It's like, I still smell that smell, because it's really strange, because to me it doesn't. I know what natural gas smells like. I know what it smells like, and it doesn't quite smell like that, but it smells, and it only happens when the gas is on. And so I called a couple of people from the church last night and said, can you come over here and just double check? Is it me? Am I not smelling right? And they came in and went through the house through the kitchen, and Shelly said, it smells like gas. And so we decided to turn the gas off. The wrench I had was too small. I used to have this really big wrench that I bought for some reason. I don't know why. I don't think I ever used it. And then I sold it in a garage sale because I'm never going to use this thing. Could have used it last night. So we had to call somebody else, and he's the man with the tools, and he brought the tools. I got the gas turned off. I aired out the garage. Then I didn't sleep well at all, because did we get the gas turned off? It's really hard to get the gas thing to turn off. So I'm paranoid, dreamed a lot. I was afraid to take my melatonin to help me sleep, because what if I need to get up in case there's a gas thing? I gotta get these dogs out. So I'm neurotic. Now you know. I guess I'm not mature spiritually. I need to work on my Christian maturity, and I would have slept like a baby. I had to get up and open the windows a couple of times. I opened the windows in my bedroom. So I'll just open those up. Just had this idea. I think I just, when you smell something, it just stays in your nose. And I kept smelling that smell, even though I'd go into the garage and I didn't smell it in there after we turned the gas off. I opened the window, and then I realized that one of my windows has double glass windows, and I wasn't about to try and figure out if I could open both of them. So I opened one in this room, one in my bedroom, and there was a little bit of airflow. The air conditioner didn't come on because it was in the 50s. And I didn't really want it because I figured all that gas is just sitting in the garage where the furnace is. It's going to blow all that air through here. Trials of a neurotic pastor. Okay, Stanley, let's get you out the room for just a minute. Just liking this chair. Makes me feel tall. My old stuff was, pretty old. 30 some odd years old. We are turning to the book of 1 Samuel. We haven't been to the former prophets at all. We visited the latter prophets. We visited Isaiah, and don't remember if we visited any of the others. Maybe Jeremiah. But this is, well, I guess we did. No, Daniel's not considered a latter prophet. I'm thinking of the way the Hebrews, the Jews divide the Old Testament. We're looking at one of the former prophets that we usually call the narrative books. 1 Samuel 3 verses 8 and 9. This is in the call of Samuel. The Lord called Samuel again a third time, and he got up and went to Eli and said, "Here I am, for you called me." Then Eli perceived that the Lord was calling the boy. Therefore Eli said to Samuel, "Go lie down, and if he calls you, you shall say, 'Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening.' So Samuel went and lay down in his place." The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. And now, our reading from Christian Maturity. This is Tuesday. I didn't go to the office yesterday because I was here all day. I did have we had a clergy meeting via Zoom. And then I did other work. It wasn't like I just didn't work yesterday. I did work, but I wasn't at the office. Here is our reading for today, Tuesday of week 46. Ways in which God may speak. This is good to hear. How do we receive it at first hand from Christ? I would outline the steps as follows. Expect him to speak to you. The God who could not speak to you would be a dumb God. Like God who could not speak. Less than the creatures God has made. The psalmist says, "He who planted the ear, does he not hear? He who formed the eye, does he not see?" And we may add, "He that made the tongue, shall he not speak?" We can communicate with each other. Can he not communicate with us? Number 2, expect yourself to hear and receive what he speaks. You are made to receive. You are made to receive his communications as definitely as a radio or a TV set is made to receive the broadcasts. You and God are affinities. Number 3, tune into him by complete surrender to him. Without complete surrender to him, you are off the beam. Until you are surrendered, you are listening to yourself and its clamorings. Surrender is turning the dial until it clicks with God's will. Number 4, he may speak to you through his word. I find it well to begin my quiet time by reading from the Word, the Bible, preferably from the New Testament. These words of the New Testament have had fresh first-hand contact with the Word, the big W word, the Word made flesh. Hence, in a peculiar way, God speaks in these words. They are inspired because they are inspiring. God has gone into them, for God comes out of them. By beginning with the words of the New Testament, you get a brainwashing in the mind of Christ. You voluntarily wash your thinking in his mind and thought. Your values become big V values. Your thought becomes big T thought. Your mind becomes big M mind. Your being becomes big B being. Number 5, he may speak to you through his guiding someone to speak his message to you. As someone speaks to you, there is a warmth about certain sentences. They place their hands in yours as if intended for you. They are a direct message of God to you, carried by another. We'll go on and read more of these tomorrow. I wonder if they'll be... Okay, the list goes on through tomorrow. There are 8 of them. But here, this is really good stuff, I think. Nothing, I mean, the part of, I think a lot of us doubt that God is speaking to us. I think sometimes we, he just kind of says it. I think we confuse our will with God's voice, our voice with God's voice. And that's easy to do, unless, of course, we are tuned, unless we surrender. And that's the difficult thing. Surrender of the self. I think it's easy, and yet it's very difficult. I don't know how to explain it. I think it's a day-to-day thing. We have to surrender every day. It's not just a one-time deal. I mean, it's like a marriage. You say I do. You do the ceremony, but it's a day-by-day commitment. It's not a yes, you're married. Yes, you have surrendered. Yes, you are a Christian. But I got a message on my phone. So it's like, but there's a commitment every day. I mean, every day you have to, people change. This great, one of my favorite philosophers that I've been reading a lot of, John Caputo, says, you don't just marry the person today. It's an act of faith. You're marrying the person, who that person will be a generation from now. That's what, you're both going to change. And it's a challenge. I've never been married, so it's a good thing. I don't know if I can do it. Maybe there's a reason. Here is our prayer for today. Oh, Father, you are the God who speaks, and your speaking is always love speaking. And when you are speaking, love is speaking the most loving thing possible to me in my situation. Help me to take it just as lovingly. In Jesus' name, amen. And our affirmation for the day, I'll be somewhere listening for my name. Jesus is Lord.